again, third grade. We have been doing multiplication, 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 right? My last videos have been lots of multiplication. Today we're gonna switch, and my next 3 videos are gonna be on division. You're gonna be learning some new division concepts. Remember, just like the multiplication, at first they seem scary. They seem like, how am I gonna do that? But if you just remember the steps, break it down really small, and we can do this. It's not a big deal, okay? So you're gonna need page 317. It's lesson 159, and you're gonna need that in front of you. We're gonna do that whole front side together, okay? So we'll get that whole front side knocked out in this video together. Page 317, lesson 159. Feel free to pause me if you need more time to get that paper in front of you. All right, so now we're talking about division with a 2-digit divisor. Remember the names of the parts of the division problem. We have a dividend, divisor, and quotient, okay? We're talking now about 2-digit divisors. You've done this one before where it's just 4 goes into 80, 80 divided by 4. Now we're gonna do 40 goes into 80. So when we look at it, we're going to start remembering our division rules: divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Those are our division steps, right? Okay, now we're going to logically look at this problem, okay? We've got 40 and we're dividing into 80. We got to figure out where we're writing our number, okay? Can we have 40 going into just 8? Can we write our number here? No, we can't. 40 can't go into 8, but 40 can go into 80, so we're gonna write our number here. Because our very first time, we're gonna have to go into the whole thing. Okay, now, we don't know our 40s times tables, do we? So, we're gonna do a shortcut. If we take out the ones in both of these, if we cover them up, so we just have 4 and 8, we do know that, right? 4 goes into 8, how many times? 2 times. So we're gonna put a 2 up here. We just did our dividing step. Now, when we go to our multiplying step, we have to multiply by both of these, by both the 0 and the 4. So we're going to say 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 4 is 8. We just did a sideways multiplication problem. Instead of writing it like this, we did it sideways. See? 2 times 0, 2 times 4. We just did it sideways. It's the same thing, just sideways, okay? Now what's our next step? Subtracting. 80, take away 80. 0, compare. Yep, it's smaller. Nothing to bring down, so we're done. Now, on A and B, we're just gonna do a quick refresher on how to check. So I want you to follow me with A and B, remembering how to check and see if we got the problem right. We're not gonna worry about checking on C. Actually, no, I take that back. We're going to check A and C, but not B. So we're just going to check in these 2 right here, okay? Because you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so we're going to check this one. Remember, in order to check, you multiply the divisor and the quotient. So we have 40 times 2. 80, and we're going to see, does that answer match our dividend? Yes, it does. We did it correct. Woohoo! Okay, now we're going to go on to B. Ready? Remembering our steps. We're going to divide first, but we need to decide where we're going to write our number. Okay, can 30 go into 9? Nope, that's too small. Can 30 go into 90? Perfect, just right. That's where we're going to write our number. But in order to decide what number we're writing, we're just going with the first 2 numbers. We're going to pretend like these 2 zeros aren't here. 3 goes into 9. We're just going to look at the front numbers. 3 goes into 9 how many times? 3 times. I hope you said 3. But our 3 is going to get written where we put our note, over the 0, because we're going into the whole thing, okay? That shortcut, looking at the front numbers, is just for giving us our number we're dividing for. It's just a cute little shortcut, but our number needs to be written over the 0 because we're going into the whole thing, okay? Now we're on to our multiplication step. We have to multiply by the whole thing. Instead of rewriting it like this, we're going to do sideways multiplication. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 3 is 9. We just did the same thing, but we did it sideways. Okay, now we're on to our subtraction. 0 take away 0 is 0. 8 take away, or 9 take away 9 is 0. Compare, it's smaller, nothing to bring down. We're done, okay? All right, pause me if you didn't finish that, if I went too fast for you, and unpause me when you're ready to go on to C. Okay, so now we're on to C. 72 divided by 50, okay? First, we're gonna decide where we write our number. Can 50 go into 7? No. Can 50 go into 72? Yes, it can. So right there is where we're going to write our number. Make a little mark. Okay, now we're going to pretend like those two ones, the 0 and the 2, don't exist, and we're just going to look at the 7 and the 5, okay? How many times could 5 go into 7? 1 time. So we're going to write a 1 above our 2, okay? Now we're going to multiply. 1 times 0, remember we're just doing it sideways. Doing the 1s first, then the 10s. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 5 is 5. Then we're going to subtract. 2 take away 0 is 2. 7 take away 5 is 2. Is 22 smaller than 50? Yes, it is. Is there anything else to bring down? No, there's not, so we have a remainder. Now, it doesn't say in the directions to write your remainder as a fraction. That's good. So we're just going to write it R22, remainder 22. Okay, now we're going to check it. We're going to remember how to check when there's a remainder. Okay, first, you multiply 50 times 1. Okay, first you're multiplying this in our checking. Then remember, we add in our remainder. Okay, make sure your problem looks like my problem. Now we're going to go 0 plus 2 is 2, 5 plus 2 is 7. Our answer is 72. Does that match our dividend? It does, so we checked correctly. All right, if you need more time to finish that, letter C, pause me. And unpause me when you're ready to go to letter D. Okay, D is 68 divided by 20, okay? We're going to figure out where to write our number first. Can 20 go into 6? Nope. So we can't write our number here. Can 20 go into 68? Yes, it's big enough to go in, so our number is going to be written right here above the 8. Make your mark. That's important. When we get into really bigger division, you're going to need that mark. Okay, now remember, to figure out what number we're going to put here, we're going to cover up our 1s, and we're just going to look at our 6 and our 2, okay? How many times does 2 go into 6? 3 times, okay, so we're going to put a 3 above the 8. Now we're going to do our multiplying. Sideways, it's just like doing it this way, but we're going to do it sideways. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 take away 0 is 8. 6 take away 6 is 0. We don't write anything. Compare. It's smaller. Is there anything else to bring down? No. Okay, so we have a remainder. We already read and checked in our directions. It didn't say to write the remainder as a fraction, so we're going to use the R. R8. So this answer is 3. remainder 8. Remember, as you go through these problems, if you get stuck again, feel free to watch the first part of the video again. That's not a bad thing. Give me a call. I don't mind explaining it again. It can be hard when it's a new concept and it feels a little bit hard, but I'm here for you. You got this.